Now on KGW News, the largest wildfire in the country is raging in southern Oregon.
Growing, doubling in size, 4 days in a row.
We talked to the local firefighters battling to save the homes in its path.
It's been pretty intense.
A former college professor says he was fired for speaking out about sexual harassment.
My goal is to keep Linfield from ever doing this again.
And later, many downtown Portland business owners are feeling hopeful for the first time in more than a year.
This is like a breath of fresh air.
And we begin tonight with the wildfires in Oregon and Southwest Washington. All the names on this map are the most active fires burning right now. Most of the attention is on the bootleg fire in southern Oregon. As you can see, it is the largest fire in the state. It also happens to be the largest fire burning in the U.S. right now. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Laurel Porter. Resources from across the region are in Klamath County battling the bootleg fire, and that includes many firefighters from the Portland metro area. Mike Benner spoke tonight to one of them.
The bootleg fire burning in Klamath County is fast approaching 250,000 acres in size. Lake Oswego firefighter Brian Wheeler has never seen anything like it.
It's amazing to see for sure.
Wheeler was deployed to Southern Oregon Friday. He joins the more than 1,100 firefighters from across the region battling what is now the largest wildfire in the United States.
Every day we wake up, at the briefing, they say the fire's doubled in size, which is pretty incredible.
Just heavy action at this point. I'm on the west side.
Officials tell us the fire has torched more than 201,000 acres. The flames fueled by extreme drought conditions, high temperatures, and single-digit humidity.
I've never seen RH, or relative humidity, as low as it is, the temperatures as high as they are, and the winds as quick as they are.
It should come as no surprise that fire managers are fearful of even more rapid spread in the coming days. It's certainly in the back of Wheeler's mind as he works nights on the structural protection team.
Our job is to protect the structures and control any spot fires that we find that are near the structures, and to hold any of the lines that the Forest Services put in.
Despite the impressive work by Wheeler and his cohorts, more than a half dozen homes and structures have been destroyed. Another 2,000 are threatened. Wheeler's got his work cut out for him over the next week and a half, but he'll tell you he's up for the challenge.
This is the best job in the world.
Hats off to Brian Wheeler and all of the other men and women down south fighting the bootleg fire. They're witnessing some very extreme conditions. I'm told a therapy dog is on site to lift the spirits of firefighters and take their minds off the stresses of the job, if only for a few minutes. I'm Mike Benner for KGW News.
Let's get you updated on the three newest fires in the area. The Darlene fire started about 1:30 this afternoon. It's south of Bend near Lapine. Tonight it spread to 700 acres. It's moving south away from Lapine. There are homes under both level 3 and level 2 evacuation orders, which mean go now and get ready. Our affiliate in Bend caught up with one man who just picked up his mother to evacuate her from an assisted living facility.
It just keeps getting worse and worse. I mean, gosh, we've had, 3 or 4 fires around here in the last month, and it's kind of getting scary.
The Darlene fire is considered extremely active and has the potential to keep spreading quickly. To the northwest of there, burning 8 miles south of Detroit, is the Brewer fire. This one's been spreading much slower. It's in the middle of the Willamette National Forest. A large area of the nearby forest is now closed. The last update had this fire at just 100 acres, not threatening any homes. It can be seen from Detroit, though, an area hit hard by the Beachy Creek fire last year, so people there are nervous. Then we head north to the Lyle Hill fire. It's burning near Lyle on the Washington side of the gorge. We got an update on this fire in the last 10 minutes, and this fire has grown to 300 acres. But crews are starting to get the upper hand on it. They've got it about 10% contained. State fire resources are being sent in to help. The fire is threatening homes and orchards. Some people are on level 1 evacuation orders there, ready to leave if needed. There are other fires burning as well. We have them all listed on KGW.com. And if you text the word wildfires to the number on your screen, 503-226-5088, we'll text you back with a direct link. Let's bring in Matt Zaffino now for a look at the weather conditions playing into the firefight around the area. Good news and bad news, Matt.
Yeah, Laurel, I want to start out with satellite imagery of the bootleg fire. It shows up, this is the heat signature, something called fire temperature. Some of the sensors on the satellite can actually see how hot the fire is burning. So this is one of the tools that meteorologists will use to figure out where the hottest fires are, where spot fires may begin. It's really just incredible to see that heat signature like that. Then there is the smoke, and there's plenty of that being produced by the bootleg fire down in southern Oregon here. You can see it spreading out mainly on off to the east. We had some pyrocumulus clouds. Those are the clouds that form because of the heat of the fire developing. That's a little bright white spot you see there. So the smoke staying away from western Oregon for the most part. But speaking of southern Oregon, and this is one of the reasons why the conditions around the bootleg fire are so extreme. Looking at Medford, okay? Heat wave there. 24 days in a row where they were 95 degrees or hotter, including today. And tomorrow will probably be day number 25. That is a record for Medford. They've never had a heat wave that has lasted that long and been 95 degrees or hotter for over 3 weeks. So again, those conditions, same basically over where the bootleg fire is burning. And one of the reasons why it's so bad. And in fact, summer warming has been a trend for the last 50 years. This is Medford, and you can see there's been a lot of year-to-year variation, but if you do a best fit curve, 4.2 degrees of warming for summer temperatures in Medford. Now, we've got fire weather warnings up from California to the Canadian border. That's from tomorrow afternoon to tomorrow night. A little bit of good news. California is warning free except for extreme northeastern California where there is that fire weather warning underway. So hot and dry through tomorrow, cooler Thursday through Saturday. But that comes with some wind, and that's my concern there. There is, of course, no rain in sight. Laurel?
Thank you, Matt. We'll talk to you in a few minutes about our forecast. Now let's get you caught up on tonight's other headlines. Police have just arrested a 15-year-old girl accused of a brutal attack. They say she beat up a 74-year-old woman in that woman's Lake Oswego garage last July. Detectives used DNA from the scene to arrest and charge the teenager. The woman had just picked up a package from her porch before the attack. Other than that, we have no information on a motive. Also tonight, a review of a deadly police shooting in Clark County has found it was justified. A deputy shot and killed 30-year-old Genoa Donald in Hazeldale in February. It started as a traffic stop for a broken taillight. Police say it escalated when Donald refused to get out of the car, and there was a struggle between him and the deputy. The review says the deputy used deadly force in, quote, good faith to protect himself and the other deputies. Donald's family said in a statement they feel disappointed by the decision. Last month, they announced plans to sue Clark County. A 38-year-old man from Aloha died after saving his daughter from a whirlpool. They were in the water near White River Falls in Wasco County when it happened. Witnesses say the dad, Jason Vantine, got his daughter free from the whirlpool, but then got sucked in himself and drowned. The daughter was not seriously hurt. A once tenured professor is suing his former university after he claims he was fired for raising concerns about sexual misconduct on campus. Today, he sat down for an exclusive TV interview with our Maggie Vespa.
Daniel Pollack-Pelsner's lawsuit accuses Linfield University of, among other things, unlawful whistleblower retaliation. The scandal at Linfield has been brewing for years. Back in May, we reported a series of students and faculty had accused multiple Linfield trustees and one administrator of sexual harassment and assault. Some of those accusations are laid out in a federal lawsuit. Others have sparked criminal charges. Pollack-Pelsner says he tried to get the small McMinnville school to take these allegations seriously years ago. He says administrators, in an attempt to keep the scandal quiet, fired him instead. This week, Pollack-Pelsner sued Linfield for $4 million. What would you say the goal of your lawsuit is?
My goal is to keep Linfield from ever doing this again. Just to make it really clear that when people bring forth concerns about harassment and safety, you can't fire them for doing that.
Linfield administrators have said Paulak Pelzner's firing was not tied to the misconduct allegations. Instead, they said he was fired for cause. They won't say what that cause is. Linfield declined our request for an interview this week, but said in a statement, quote, "It is disappointing, but comes as no surprise that former professor Daniel Paulak Pelzner has filed this lawsuit. We believe his claims are without merit." You can see more from our interview right now on the KGW YouTube page. I'm Maggie Vespa, KGW News.
We got a breakdown today with more information on those who died in our historic heat wave last month. In Multnomah County, more people died from heat during those 3 days than in the last 20 years combined. There were as many as 71 heat-related deaths in the county. Here's what we've learned about them. 81% of those who died were 60 or above. 92% were white. 63% were men. 78% lived alone. 83% lived in a single or multi-family home or apartment building. 76% had no air conditioning. We asked Multnomah County Chair Deborah Kafoury if air conditioning should be required for all apartment buildings.
If these heat waves are something that are going to be more permanent and more frequent, then having air conditioning and other ways of cooling people in the summer months is going to be incredibly important.
But she stopped short of saying existing buildings should be retrofitted and instead said county leaders and others will study the options. As for immediate changes, more cooling centers will likely be opened in the next heat wave to hopefully make it more convenient for those who need them.